Some thought he was crazy. Even his own father had serious misgivings. But to me, he was a pioneer. Maybe he was a little bit crazy in the beginning. At the age of 23, with no previous whitewater experience, he set off on a week-long voyage down the Green River through Lodore Canyon, all by himself. In October of 1938, he was one of the first to kayak this portion of the Green River, and perhaps the first to attempt a solo trip. Join me as my father recalls his adventure 55 years later.
I got thinking about these Folbots, as they called them, and thought they're so much more maneuverable than a cataract boat that they ought to be ideal for trying these rivers. And about this same time, I read about this group from Hank Miller and his friends going down through a canyon of Lodore in the Green River and telling what a spectacular trip it was and how scenic. I thought, well, that's a great thing to go and try on a vacation. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anybody who was foolish enough to come down the trip with me, so I decided to go by myself. And I got my father to drive us down to Linwood, where we could meet the Green River at the upper end of Flaming Gorge. Luckily, the rapids started quite easy and they gradually got bigger as I went along. That gave me a lot of time to practice with the paddlings, and it saved my neck, I guess, because I hadn't had any river running experience at all. But I got along pretty good down through Upper and Lower Disaster Falls. And then I met Triplet Falls. I just went a little bit farther towards Hills Half Mile and I camped there. Hills Half Mile, I had to portage the boat for quite a bit because the water was just flowing through a mass of rocks at that stage. There wasn't any clear channels that I could make out. After that, it was pretty good going until I got into Whirlpool Canyon. Unfortunately, I went to swing around a boulder that was quite sticking out of the water in the river. And it turned out the rock kind of sloped like a ledge under the water, and I ran high and dry on top of that ledge from the current just spun me around on it and then hung there on top. But before I could get out of the kayak, the current pushed me off and dumped me off upside down. So when I started trying to swim out the river, I found out in a hurry that the life jacket wouldn't support me above and keep my water up out of the river, and I had to do some mighty hard swimming in a hurry, and I wasn't very good at it, but luckily it got me through. In the process of me swimming out of the river, I lost one of my shoes. That night I got a fire going and I tried to dry out my trousers on the fire to get dry, and I overdid that. It went and burnt the seat of my trousers. I had lost my other good paddle, and so I found a plank on the riverbank and I whittled down with my hatchet to make a semi-good paddle to work the kayak with. When I got to Jensen, I was about out of time. I had spent a week getting this far. So when I got in the bus driver let me tie all my Folbot on top, and nobody in the bus would talk to me. I guess I was so dirty and grimy and had a beard and these funny looking clothes. And I guess everybody thought I was quite a bum, so they wouldn't talk to me.